Hi! Okay, so I'm going to show you in this ghetto video how to do some pin curls to your hair. And the reason why I'm making a video is because I can't come do it for you, Casey, but I wish I could. Okay, so you're going to part your hair in the middle. Mine looks really crazy because I just dyed it. And then I always start by the part and section off a little portion. And the whole time when you're sectioning it, you need to brush it out really well, because you don't want your curls to go in like tangled at all. And then I always spray before, and then I use a curling iron. And this time I'm going to curl all my curls in, because that's the look I'm going for. You can also like do looks where you curl them all out, or you can rotate them by rows to give it like a wavy look on the outside, but this is my favorite, so that's what we're going to do. And then you put the curl in and spray it again. And then when you take it out, you leave it in its perfect curl. And then you just go on up in there with your thumb and kind of make it into like a curl that lays down. And you want to round it all out and set it down. And then you take one of these clips, which I know you have a ton of them from making hair bows, and clip that in. If you really wanted to, you could probably use bobby pins, but it would be more time consuming to like get each one to sit right. And I think you might have a little bit of a crease. Now the sections you take are up to you. I'm thinking like if you have longer hair, you might want to take smaller sections. And if you have shorter hair, you could probably get away with doing like a fatter section, but you obviously will get more body and curl the more sections you do. Sometimes I mess it up. We're just going to do this all over my head. I know it seems time consuming, but think of how long it takes to straighten each piece of hair if you don't have straight hair. Mine takes forever. If your hair like really doesn't take well to being curled, you could try this a different way. By the night before, instead of using the curling iron, you just take your hair in sections and get it a little bit wet, not just damp, not actually like sopping. And then you also shape it into these and put it like this, and then put something over your head like a scarf so it doesn't get ratted through the night, and sleep on it. And then when you wake up the next day, it'll be curly from drying like that. My hair tends to look really frizzy when I try the wet set way, so this way is much better. Plus, I don't have to sleep on it. It's actually best to like try to make them be as neat as possible when you're putting them in rows. I can be kind of crazy with mine, but it's good to really try to make them look nice so that they don't get tangled up. This is like the inch size curling iron, and you could actually go smaller if you wanted to, like if you wanted it to have like a tighter look. I feel like this one's really perfect, but I'll just try to do one for this last one. Sometimes I tend to make the bottoms not as tight because they sit all over my shoulders anyway. But if you have shorter hair, you should like make lots of small sections at the bottom if you really want to get that volume for it to be kind of up by your chin. Okay, now we're going to start this side, and then you remember you change the way you start curling on this side because you want to curl in. Oops. Sometimes if you have the type of hair that's really has a hard time curling, when you're all done setting all your curls, like you could just kind of spray your hair all over like another set of hairspray. Mine holds curl really well, so I don't have to do that. Whenever I'm sitting here doing this, which I know sounds really weird, I always think about how people in like past times, how the women would do this every day. I think about the routine and like how most of them would put their hair up and then put like a scarf on their head and let it set for many hours so it wouldn't get messy before whatever they were doing that evening. So they would go to the grocery store. I just try to picture like the commissary with like every woman you see has their hair in curls like this, or curlers. And it's just kind of cool to think about because now it's so different. Also, people tend to leave the house like with no makeup and their hair not done compared to then. They didn't really do that ever. So I'm just kind of entertained by the thought. I think my favorite thing about like doing 50s hair is everything about that time frame. How there were like so many jobs and so much money and kids didn't have to work and like people could just really enjoy playing outside and having barbecues with their neighbors. Like just the idealist idea of that time frame kind of calls to me, on top of like all the cool stuff that they had. Like, I mean, who doesn't want to have a pink fridge or a red fridge or a mint green fridge? I know I do. I mean, would Chris want a pink fridge? I don't know. But like then, it was just normal, so I wouldn't even have to talk him into it. I would just move into a place, and there's a chance that I could have a pink stove, and that's really exciting. Okay, so my hair is all in the pin curls, and now I'm going to stop this video and put on my makeup, and then I will show you what it's like at the end. See you in a little bit.